You know, on Instagram, I got a recommendation. When you go to story archives, you can see exactly what you posted a year ago today. And what I got on my archive was that the price of Bitcoin had hit $92,500 for the first time. And I was super excited about it. When you go to the price of Bitcoin, at the moment, we are currently at 99 and we're holding on barely. And we were below $99,000 and we hit $98,000, which prompted me to do a basically almost market close live stream going over the market before it closes. So when you take that into consideration, you go to exactly a year ago, exactly 1 year ago. Today is November the 13th of 2025. November the 13th, 2024, Bitcoin was 92 on that candle. So it was on this wick right here. You go to today and you're only up 6.92%. The average return of the S&P 500 is roughly about 8% per year, and the US dollar has lost 10% of its value this year so far. So you can understand the situation. You can understand why people are depressed. I get it. When you go to the beginning of the market, when you go to the beginning of the bull market and you take a look at the price of Bitcoin in the bottom of the cycle, Bitcoin was trading at 15K. And then when you look at from the low to where we are now, that's a 500% increase. You would have made a 6x return on your investment if you bought in the bear market lows. So I understand, but people are upset, and I think it's normal for people to be upset. I understand that Bitcoin is up 500% from the exact bear market low, but not everybody got that opportunity to buy at exactly the bear market low. People scaled in, people DC'd in, and that's what that's what I've done, right? And then you look at the total 3 crypto market cap, which looks at altcoins. Altcoins from the very bottom, okay, they're up like 227%, but it's only a specific group of altcoins. It's XRP that went from 0.5 all the way to eventually $3.50. It's Solana that went from $16 all the way to $296. It's Ethereum that, went from about $1,000 to now $3,200. Those are, this is total 3, so it doesn't really count for Ethereum, but it's a select group of altcoins. BNB went from $200 to $900. It's a select group of altcoins that produced this gain on the altcoin market. And let's be honest also, not everybody went into and bought those select altcoins. How many people bought Solana when it was at $16 to $8? Not many people. This is the environment that we're in. It is the most horrible bull market, and that's the truth. It's pretty horrible. It's pretty horrible, and what's more horrible is it can actually get worse. And the point where it would get worse is if this weekly candle closes below this purple line. It's that simple. People like to overcomplicate things. People like to overcomplicate analysis. They like to look at 25 different indicators, 25 different news articles, 25 different yada, yada, yada. You don't need to overcomplicate stuff. You can keep it simple. The simpler, the better. If the price of Bitcoin on the weekly time frame ends up losing this purple line, which is the 54 simple moving average, you can add it to your own chart. You can go to indicators. You can type in simple moving average or moving average simple. It should show up. Simple, if I can spell. There we go. You can put that on. Go to settings. Input 54 or 50. Both are viable. I just like the 54 a bit more for Bitcoin. I think it's a little more accurate. If you go to March, you can see March of 2022. It's not so accurate. There are other instances, but I just like the 54 a little bit more than the 50. But it's the same thing. So you input this simple moving average onto your charts. You can go back in Bitcoin's prior history. We've covered it multiple times, so I won't mention it again on this live stream and bore you. But if you end up losing this purple line on the weekly time frame, that close will happen in 3 days and 5 hours. For me, it's going to be quite clear that Bitcoin will want to make a move towards the lower 70s to upper $60,000 region. And that's when I'm going to slowly start to take profits from derivatives. I've been taking a little bit of profits from spot holdings. But when do I flip bullish? Well, I would flip bullish if Bitcoin is able to see a bounce, remain above the 54 simple moving average, make its way above the bull and bear market support band, which is between 110 and 113, If we can do those things on the weekly time frame, beautiful. My bearish bias will reduce and I will start to be bullish again. But when you look at the environment, it's tough. It's really tough to think that way. It's quite tough to think that way. The 54 simple moving average on the weekly time frame is the most important thing. If you get a full candle body closure below it, to me, it's going to be a horrific sign. If you want to be more conservative, then you want 2 consecutive weekly candle closes below the 54 simple. If you receive that, I think the bull markets, at least for now, will reach its finality. All right. Now let's jump into the daily time frame and take a look at Bitcoin's daily, because there is some important analysis to cover on the daily time frame for Bitcoin. We made an update video just about 2.5 hours ago, and I went into the double top and how we've highlighted the double top and how we've highlighted the neckline of this double top. It's a price range between 106.4 to about 107.4 to about $108,000. All right. You created this double top. We said, okay, Bitcoin has done this before. We've seen double tops in the cycle multiple times, and it leads to a correction. But the correction ends at the 54 simple moving average on the weekly time frame. So if I switch this from chart to weekly, 1 week, let's do that, chart to 1 week, okay. You can see that usually what takes place is Bitcoin forms double tops. You see a correction, and it's a pretty steep correction, but it bottoms out at the 54 simple moving average. It's done so in the April tariff event, and it's done so in the Japanese yen carry trade event right over here in August of 2024. You bottom out at the 54 simple and you go up. And we also know when you look at this daily time frame or weekly time frame again, there is a very strong linear ascending support line. Linear ascending support line right here. And we also know that we're currently in extreme fear. This was extreme fear. This was extreme fear. And finally, on the daily time frame, once more, sorry to give you like a concussion by jumping into multiple time frames. Finally, on the daily time frame, you take a look and you have a death cross. And every time that Bitcoin has created a death cross, you marked a low. Death cross right here was after the Japanese yen carry trade wipeout. The price of Bitcoin was at 60. Right here, after the tariffs, the first round of tariffs from Trump, the price of Bitcoin was around 82. Now you're getting the death cross. The price of Bitcoin is at 98.6. So there are signs that give you hopium. There are signs that you're in support. There are signs that point towards a direction where you should maybe consider actually buying instead of being fearful. But the only difference between all of these times is that Bitcoin currently is in post-halving year, and you're in Q4. From a Bitcoin cycle comparison perspective, you don't have much time left. In fact, we're already out of time. If you go to the Bitcoin cycle comparison website, you will notice that from the bottom, starting the cycle from the bottom and removing the Genesis cycle, look, we should have already topped out. It doesn't feel like it because there was no retail, and there was no retail due to monetary policy. You look at the interest rate is still drifting at still drifting at 3.75 to 4%. You look at the situation with the government just went through the longest ever shutdown, which was 43 days. And the CPI data from October is likely not going to be released this month because of the shutdown. And my sort of guesstimation is that the CPI, if they did release it, it would be still drifting higher. The target of the Fed is 2% interest rates. Last data release was from September, and that was 3%. So you're 1 full percentage point away from the targets of the Fed, which is 2%. And now with the shutdown, unemployment numbers would have also been catastrophic. But guess what? They're not releasing the unemployment numbers either. Breaking, the White House announces that the October jobs report will be released without the unemployment rate. Fast forward to December in 26 days' time, when the Fed decides to give their decision on what they're going to do with interest rates. How are they going to come to a sensible decision? If they cut, they don't know the CPI data. The CPI data could have went up by 50 basis points for God knows. You're not releasing it. So how is the Fed supposed to make a sensible decision? And we know that Fed Chair Powell, in his last conference, we streamed it live on the Moonshow channel. He was like, yeah, the government shutdown is going to create a dramatic, is going to create a big event. It's going to create a big impact on our decision in December when it comes to what the interest rate, the federal funds rate, is going to be. So in conclusion, I think we're in a tricky time. With the Bitcoin cycle comparison, if you believe in the 4-year cycles, and they have been accurate for the past 3 cycles, or for the past 2 cycles at least, the S&P 500 has produced 4-year cycles throughout the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and after 3 decades, it broke off correlation, but for three decades, it continued. We just don't know when the 4-year cycles are going to come to an end in its accuracy. We don't know. It could be this cycle, it could be the next cycle, it could be in 20 years' time. We don't know. We just know that it's been accurate for 8 years, and it's been accurate so far within this cycle. And when you look at that data, the probabilities are that it's going to remain accurate. It's just, that's how the data is pointing towards in terms of probability. And it's important to keep the bearishness in mind. And I know you guys hate it when I'm bearish. You guys hate it when I give you bearish analysis. And believe me, I hate it too, because I'm a massive Bitcoin bull. I have the Michael Saylor t-shirt. I have the Bitcoin t-shirt. A lot of my portfolio is in Bitcoin. I've been in this industry since I was 12 for the past 6 years. So believe me, I want this thing to go up much more than you do, probably. Also, it's possible because I'm very much overexposed. I do this every single day, and it's better for me, it's better for you if prices go up. So don't get me wrong, I want Bitcoin to go up, but if I'm seeing all of these things on the chart, like, should I lie to you? You know, and I know a lot of you don't mind about that, and I think a lot of you respect that the analysis is transparent as it can be. But there is a lot of hate from people that get emotional. People don't want to hear bearish stuff. And I understand you. I sympathize with you because I know it sounds horrific. If you love something so much, which I do, I love Bitcoin, I love crypto. And if you have a lot of money in it specifically, then you don't want it to go down. It's normal. So I can't blame you also, but I'm just the messenger. So please don't blame the messenger. I'm just looking at charts and I'm telling you what I see. And that's all I can do. That's all that I can really do. I was telling you about the double top pattern and then I sort of drifted off, and I'll get into your comments, by the way. Make sure as you're coming in, it would be very much appreciated if you can destroy the like button. That would be absolutely awesome. If we go into the daily time frame, there's a double top. Sorry, not double bottom. There's a double top. And we spoke about this double top on my video 2 hours back, and there's a range. There's a range between the 107.4 and there's a range between the 107.4 as the upper bound and 106.4 as the lower bound. That marks the neckline of this massive double top pattern. And when we look at the short term, we've seen Bitcoin go up to this price range, which is the neckline, and we've seen a rejection. Let's take a look at what we said on a prior video. Look, this is trap. Bitcoin is about to drop more. 2 days ago, the price of Bitcoin was trading at $105,000. This was what I drew. And sometimes I draw squiggly lines, I know, but it works. Keep it simple. Look, we retested. It was an exhaustion candle. Down the price went. In terms of a price target on where we could go, I highlighted the 100K level. On the 1 hourly, there was a bearish continuation pattern. We mentioned it yesterday on the Moonshow channel. We mentioned it here on the CryptoKit channel yesterday. You broke down from the bearish continuation. This was the support line. You retested it. We said it would retest. Look, we said it would retest, and then we said it would come down. And the target, the yellow line right there, is pointing towards 100. And that's what we came down to. We went a little bit lower, and that's concerning. So that's the next topic that I want to look at. So when you zoom into the daily, you're taking out these lows that you've made 1 week ago at 100K. You're taking them out, and this candle is about to close in 4 hours and 15 minutes. So unless you are somehow magically able to close above 100K in the next 4 hours and 15 minutes, then to me, this is a confirmation that you've broken down. There's 4 hours and 15 minutes. There is still some time. If you're able to break above 100K and close above 100K, okay, perfect. You're still somehow bullish, and that could turn into maybe a double bottom, and you make it back into the neckline of the double top. Yeah. That would only be possible if you end up closing above 100K in the next 4 hours and 15 minutes. But if you're not able to do so, then this will confirm a break below $100,000, a very important psychological level of support, a very important support in terms of price action in general. And if you end up breaking below this level, then end up closing below the 54 simple moving average, like there is just not many more bullish cases that we can find. There's just not more bullish cases that we can develop for Bitcoin. So the short story is we need to remain above 100K, ideally above 101.6, because that's the 54 simple moving average. If you break below it, it's going to mean lower price action. To me, ultimately, the 74, the 72, the 73 range is possible in the long term, but in the short term, forget about the double top. You're producing a ugly looking head and shoulders pattern simultaneously. You're currently at the neckline. If you switch to the auto scale, measure its height, like so, put the height below the neckline, you get 77, which is literally what we're looking at. I know it looks horrible. I know it feels horrible. I know it sucks to hear this stuff. But that's the truth. That's the ugly truth that we need to deal with. So by the end of this week, if Bitcoin is looking like it is today, if we're below the 54 simple, if we're below $100,000, then what am I going to do is I'm going to make a big video. I'm going to say, hey, look, I'm flipping short. And I'm going to do that over in my week's account. And I'll take this opportunity to give a shout out to our partners because they are actually doing a wonderful, wonderful campaign. Guys and girls, if you go to the first link in the description down below, we no longer have a 20% deposit bonus. I need to change it actually. Give me a second as I change what is on the top link because Weeks, which is our partners, they're giving away essentially free money. And I'm going to show you how you can claim it. You can claim it by creating an account, creating an account with the link that I'm about to put in the description, binding your phone number and email to your account, which you do at least bind one of them whilst creating it, and then you bind your phone number usually, typically, to further secure your account. Once you do that, you're going to be able to get a chance. I mean, everybody that does it, Weeks may ask you to complete KYC if they feel like you've done something wrong or you're trying to take advantage of them, or you already have a Weeks account and you're creating another one to take the bonus. Please don't be doing that because this is only for new signees. You'll be able to get your 10 to 100 USDT coupon. Let me just show and demonstrate it to you. So first link in the description, you click this link. This is just for the crypto kids only. You're going to be forwarded to this page. All right. So first link in the description right over here, 2 weeks. When you click this link, you're going to be forwarded to this campaign page. There's a sign up button. There's a white sign up button. You need to click this white sign up button. But before you do so, it would be nice to bookmark it. I'll show you why bookmarking this website is important. Click sign up. You'll need to create your account just with your email address and password only. So if you click the sign up button, I'm going to make sure my own email address is hidden. Okay, so it's not going to show up. Cool. When you press the sign up button, this is the page you're going to be forwarded to. Put your email in, put your password, and boom, that's it. It takes less than a minute to create your account. It's very, very simple. After you've created your account, go to your settings, bind your phone number or email, depending on what you use to set your account with. Typically, it's email, so you would bind your phone number, and that's it. You'll be eligible to claim a $10 to a $100 worth of a coupon and then trade with it. It's pretty simple. That if you deposit $100 and achieve a trading volume of 10K, which most people can very easily do in less than a day's time, you'll be able to get a 50 USDT futures bonus coupon to then use in your trading. And that bonus all the way goes up to 100 USDT futures bonus, where if you deposit $1,000 and achieve a trading volume of 100K, and if you're a trader that trades at least, let's say, once or twice a week, also easily achievable, you'll be able to claim this bonus. On this page, if you bookmark it, you can track your progress, claim your bonus, and then use it in your trading. If you want to claim it, first link in the description down below. Bitcoin Census, Andy's in the chat. He says, not to worry, bro. Successful breakdown is likely. Unlikely. All right, okay. So that's Andy from Bitcoin Census, an absolute legendary of an individual. Make sure to go check out his channel. Andy's awesome. I love Andy. Shout out to my brother. Great guy. I missed him. I've missed him so much. He says a successful breakdown is unlikely. Well, thank you, Andy. That makes me excited. I hope you're right. And this daily candle for the head and shoulders pattern, that's going to be decisive in like 4 hours time. So in 4 hours, we're going to see if we're going to be breaking down or not. And then on the weekly time frame, in 3 days and 5 hours time, we'll find out if we break below that moving average. But in God's honest truth, dude, when you look at this chart, it's not a good looking chart. It's not an attractive chart at all. When you look at this, it's just bad. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all. It doesn't look good at all. So let's see. This weekly candle will be decisive. If we can hold above the 54 simple, happy days. Great. Fantastic. But if you're not able to do so, there's a plethora of things that is showing that the likelihood of us dropping to the downside is higher than us going to the upside. You look at the RSI. You take a look at the RSI, bearish divergence. The price is ascending. The RSI is descending. Here, price was ascending. RSI was descending. You go to the prior cycle. The prior cycle in November of 2021, exactly 4 years ago, also ended with a double top, where the price was ascending and the RSI was descending. Another warning indicator. So when I'm trying my best to come up with bullish reasons, but it sort of seems to be bearish is winning at this moment in time. I don't know if you're watching still, Andy, but I would love to know what you think. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum, unfortunately, doesn't look much better. So this was the analysis we conducted on the video from 2 hours ago. Let's remove that stuff. All right, so when you look at Ethereum, Ethereum also has a head and shoulders pattern where we've, you can draw the line a bit differently. This can be sort of the head and shoulders. If we did that, then you can't deny that there is a very important now resistance level in this price range. So let's say we already broke below the head and shoulders, all right? But you saw a clear retest, just like Bitcoin, into resistance, and now you're seeing the drop. So if Ethereum loses the 3.3 on the daily, which we're $100 below, then I think 2.9, 2.8 is going to be the likely place that Ethereum comes down to. If you remember this video, yesterday's video, we mentioned that there's a massive wick on Ethereum. And whenever you have wicks like this in the midst of a range, not when you have a wick when it's the top of a range or at the bottom of a range or the bottom or top of a trend, when you develop a wick, a massive wick within the midst of a range, when that is the case, it is very likely for that asset, in this example, it's Ethereum, to come down and fill that gap that has been created from price action with the wick. So that wick is sitting on the 54 simple moving average. Bitcoin is below the 54. So Ethereum is doing a little bit better than Bitcoin is. But I think they're going to come to an equilibrium and Ethereum is about to close that gap, like we said Ethereum would do. But if we lose the 54 simple for Ethereum, then I would say the 2.7, 2.8, 2.9, those would be the levels that I'm personally looking for on the price of Ethereum. I did set a limit short position on Ethereum over on the Moonshow, and that will trigger if we get to this area. I'll talk more about it on tomorrow's video, but I didn't want to jump into a short position now because it's already breaking to the downside. A nice place to have short it would have been at 3.7, but there's still a chance we create a W. And then depending on how that W potentially, if it happens, I'm not saying it's going to happen. This is a very, very if it does end up happening and price ends up reversing to 3.7, then depending on how we're looking like, if there is low strength, then that could be a potential place to short from. But for now, I'm just watching the chart and crying. That's what I'm doing. There's some breaking news that I want to share, which I couldn't get around to in the video I published 2 hours ago. And I see the comment section. I want to give you guys some love. Let's see what you guys are saying. Ver Hoofty Flufen says, hint, the bull market is not over yet. Actually, I'm going to run a quick poll in the live chats. I'm going to run a poll, and this poll is going to ask you whether if you think the bull market is over or not. So give me a second. If you have any questions, let me know in the chat right now, and I'll get around to them. Let's go to my live stream. And in my live stream, I'm going to do a poll. Okay, let's go to the live chat. Chat. CP Clown says, you are a clown, mate. I would love to know why you think I'm a clown, because I don't look like a clown. I don't do mimes on my live show. I don't have a colored afro hair. I don't have a big red ball on my nose, so I don't know why you would be saying that. And this is the thing, when you're bearish, it's just people get emotional. And I get it, but there's no need to be mean. I'm just sharing my analysis, that's it. I don't know how to do this. Am I in the right account? I am on the right account. Why can't I create a poll? Okay, let's do this. Guys, if you're bullish, put 1 in the chat. If you're bullish, put 1 in the chat. If you're bearish, if you think we're going to go lower, then put 2 in the chat, please. That would be awesome. Vivek says, tell the truth. You want Bitcoin to close the CME gap at 92. Well, the thing is, the CME gap at 92 is going to close eventually. Regardless, it's going to close. Like, it's going to close eventually. When you enter the bear market, we're right now on the edge. The CME gap that is, in fact, at 91,600. Let me find it. It's right here. That was going to close anyways at some point. It's just when it does, like, that's going to be bear market entrance levels. And I'm 99% confident that it's going to eventually close. You just want it to be later rather than sooner for this one. All right, a lot of ones. Well, there's 1, 3. I don't know. I love that. Yes, I agree. Kokani. Okay, there's a mix. There's quite a bit of ones. I feel as though there are a few more ones than there are twos. I said bullish for 1, right? And I said bearish for 2. I think so. So it looks like the chat is still bullish, and I would agree. I think we are still more bullish than we are bearish. But if we lose that level, that's when we go into the opposite direction. So far, I'm still bullish. I agree with you guys. Shout out to Jay Spizzle also. Legend. No such thing as overexposed, just underexposed. Spoken like a true Mexi. Alt's been cheap since 2021. Alt's been cheap since, yeah, forever now, dude. Alt's been cheap since forever now. There was no altcoin season, and that's due to monetary policy. We're going to get QE in some point in Q2 or Q3 of 2026. It's going to take about 6 months for that QE capital to shift into Bitcoin and crypto. So you're going to be seeing like altcoin season at this point, most likely by the end of 2026. But it's not going to be, I mean, yeah, let's not get into this because it's just going to depress everyone a bit more. Mr. Amo Tolakor says, I'm glad that you're on, CK. Needed some real news. Thank you so much, dude, for tuning in. Very much appreciated. Shout out. You know it's over when people try to convince you it's not over. CK, I have an account on Weeks. I use Binance though. How can I get some bonuses as I already have an account on Weeks? Well, we do have campaigns with Weeks every now and again. Currently, we have this ongoing campaign, but if you already have an account, then you can't unfortunately take advantage of it. But I am building something which all existing Weeks users that have at least $100 in their accounts will be able to leverage. And that was supposed to come out sooner, but I just want to do more things with it before releasing it. So give it some more time. Everyone that does have a Weeks account and at least $100 in there will be able to use that product. It's going to be cool. Even silver did better than my altcoin. Well, look, Bitcoin is up 6% in the past 365 days. I told you that. Ethereum is down like 2% in the last 365 days. Then you look at silver, quite interestingly, silver looks very bullish. Dude, when you look at silver, it looks great. Wow, this is some ancient analysis we must have conducted. Okay, I've not been on the silver chart in a while, but the last time I was on here, I guess was February of 2024, and guess what? This was, I promise you, I didn't do anything since I've I've clearly not been on this chart since February of 2024. But look, when we were on this chart, at this point, I couldn't trade silver, but I wish I did, because if I did, we've hit the target bang on, like literally bang on. How funny is that? That's hilarious. But I'll show you something that's still quite bullish and optimistic. You go to silver, you'll notice that there's a massive cup and handle. And I must have shared this on the Moonshow channel. Maybe it was on the Moonshow TradingView account, but look at this. There's a much greater cup and handle. And we're currently on the neckline. And this is a stupid target. Like this target is like in the $200 to $300 range. I think silver is going to do well. I really think that silver is going to do well. I think it will continue to do well. And I'm in love with macro patterns. I just love beautiful macro patterns. And this is one beautiful, very bullish macro pattern. It looks great. So congrats to all silver holders. I think you're going to become even more richer. How can bear markets start in extreme fear? I know, I get it. It seems weird. It is weird. It's very weird. If you go to the S&P, the S&P is at this point, believe it or not, I actually did bookmark this tweet so I can find it. Let's see. So here, the stock market has officially entered into extreme fear territory. Do you guys want to see the chart of the S&P? One red candle after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 consecutive monthly green candles. We see one red candle and markets flipped extreme fear. For the S&P, this is good. The fact that we've done that is pretty good, I would say. But Bitcoin is a question mark. It will all be revealed on which direction we're going to head into on this weekly candle closure. But I'm not a fan of this chart. I'm not a fan of Bitcoin at the moment. It doesn't look great. And that's the truth. Bear market started in October, says Ali. Well, Benjamin Cohen, who I had the honor of interviewing 7 months ago and a few days ago, he mentioned that there's about a 40% chance that the top was in October, which would be adjacent to the Bitcoin halving theory. And then he said there's like a 20% chance it happens in November. We've not produced a new all-time high in November so far, and I don't think we will. So that's out of the bin. And there's like a 40% chance it's going to be in December. So either in December we make a new all-time high or it's over, according to the Bitcoin cycle comparisons and according to Benjamin Cowen, who is an individual I respect a lot. What is your Bitcoin longing price level? Well, I'm logged out now because I needed to show you the bonus because I think it's cool and I think you guys should take advantage of it over on weeks. First thing in the description, but I've been longing since 77, 82, 84. I think on my video on the live stream, I did share it. I went into my positions on the live stream a couple of hours back. So here we went into my positions. Let's see, somewhere here. Somewhere here. I'll need to find it, but we did go into my positions. There we go. Yeah, that was the bearish Ethereum TA. All right, okay. I hope I don't have dementia, but I did go into it. You'll just have to take my word for it for now, and then tomorrow I'll show them on my video tomorrow. But we went in at 77, then we went in at 82, 84, 85, and then 100, I think. Those were the entries. You guys would know better, actually, at this point. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. But we've been bullish and buying since 77. That I can tell you. Guys, by the way, I want to ask a favor. So right now we're sitting at 59,700 subscribers. It would be like absolutely ridiculously awesome if we were able to hit 60,000 subscribers. Maybe that's not going to happen on this live stream. It's quite tough to do that live. But it would be very awesome to get as close as we can to 60,000 subscribers. Here is the live subscriber count. It would be nice. If you guys are not subscribed, it would mean the world to me if we can get closer to 60,000 subscribers. And if you take your index finger and click the subscribe button, then this counter will go up. And I think that will give us some dopamine at least. And I think in this time of the market where Bitcoin is dumping, we need some dopamine. So if you don't mind, it would be awesome if you can destroy that like button. The stock market, or the subscribe button and the like button. That would be awesome. Please, pretty please. The stock market is officially closed. Should be. It is 12 a.m. my time. Why hasn't it closed? Is there like daylight savings time or something? It's possible that it closes in like 54 minutes then. Okay. Let's see. Stock market close. I think they changed the times again. Stock market close. 4 p.m. Eastern time. 4 p.m. Eastern time. That is 1 a.m. Okay, so there's been a shift in times. The stock market closes in 54 minutes. So it's still open, for God's sakes. Damn it. Down 1.75% in the past 24 hours. We go to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is still dropping, 98.2. Bitcoin is on. $98.2. This is not good. We need to see a recovery. Come on, Bitcoin. You can do better. 98.4. There we go. Much better. Much, much, much better. For Solana, I'm quite optimistic. Well, pessimistic. I think that Solana is likely going to drop into the 120 levels. And we've stated that before. And that's what we're doing. I think Solana is going to drop more. At least into the bottom, or close to the bottom of the handle range, the price range of the handle. We lost critical support. We spoke about that. And yeah, the target is the 120s to 115 to 110s for Solana. Not great. Quite sad. Quite sad indeed. I think Carl made a video. I want to stream snipe Carl. Oh, I didn't know that. So apparently, if you press the, guys, it is 12 a.m. my time. I've been up all day. So do excuse me, but I've learned something new. If you press the green dot, you can see when it closes. Oh wow, that's awesome. It closes in 1 hour and 1 minute. Well, technically in 52 minutes. That's cool. Didn't know that before. Thank you for telling me. You learn new things every day, and that's beautiful. All right, let's see how many subscribers we're on. Wow, guys, look at that dopamine. Whoa, 59,733. 59,738, 39. 59,740. Wow, guys, that's awesome. That's 20 subs there. That's 19 subscribers we got. That's amazing. You guys are fantastic. Thank you so much. I love you all. Thank you all so much. We make daily videos, by the way. If you're new, we make daily price analysis videos. Regardless if I'm in hospital, in surgery, doesn't matter. Some of you are probably confused. I'll show you. There you go. Doesn't matter if I'm in surgery, in hospital, doesn't matter. We're here for you every single day, giving you the price updates. And I can promise you, I'll be here with you for as long as I can. If you appreciate that, if you want to see more videos on a daily basis, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to get alerted as soon as we post these videos. Because obviously price analysis, the videos get expired after 24 hours because it doesn't become relevant anymore. So then you have to go on and make a new video. Carl just uploaded. I'm curious to see what Carl is saying. It's over for crypto. He's in the airport. Okay, let's stream snipe. What's he saying? What's Carl saying? Bitcoin is breaking down. And let me show you. We're right now seeing Bitcoin falling down, but still within this falling wedge I talked about earlier today. He did. The support and resistance is still intact. And right now we are going down to that level of 98. Correct. And even 97 potentially, like I predicted a couple of days ago. So the question is, of course, are we going to get a bounce from here? Then of course now might be a fantastic time to put in a long position. That, my friend, I personally disagree with. But he could be right. So this is okay. If we break the wedge though, okay, the downside, in that case, we're going to get a waterfall, which I completely agree with, all the way to 92.91. I also agree with that, closing the CME gap. Yes, he says it too. But I'm still leaning towards the falling wedge breaking to the upside. It would be amazing if it does. For a confirmation of the breakout or the breakdown before making my big... Okay, he wants to wait for the confirmation before jumping to a position. All fair and square. I agree. All right. Well, that's Carl's take for you guys. Oh no, he's sick. Oh no. Oh no, he's feeling sick. Okay, 2,000 likes will make him better. Boom. There you go. Got my like. Thanks, Carl, for the update. How many subscribers are we sitting on? Wow, 59,750. Awesome. You guys are beautiful. What are the comments saying? I want to jump into the comment section. We have 700 people watching. Amazing. You guys opened a big trade at 108K. I didn't. Maybe Carl did. There was a short position worth $7 million at 99K. Imagine the bears, how heavy they were betting. Is there? It's possible. It's possible. Not sure how to check that though. Hey, could you tell me what type of surgery you went for? I'm a doctor and I could help you with your post-op care. Seems like you need it. Well, I had appendicitis and they removed my appendix, which is sort of an organ in your body that nobody knows what it does. I mean, they think it regulates your microbiome and helps with your gut health, but nobody really knows what the issue is. So they took it out because it was inflamed. It was like double the size it should be. And then there was an infection. So because there was an infection, I stayed in the hospital for like 6 days getting antibiotic. And yeah, that's the story. That's why I went to surgery. And then Carl broke his collarbone. So they put some screws in his collarbone to attach it together. S&P gap has just closed. Was there a gap on the S&P? S&P, the thing is, there's always gaps on the S&P. That's why I don't focus on them so much. Yeah, it did close. You're right. That looks like a double top. Not nice. CK, can you still make decent money in the bear market? I've never experienced the bear market. Well, it's not the best, Nikhil. Honestly, it's pretty annoying. How to put this for you? Well, look, there is always opportunities in the market, but is there the same amount of opportunities as the bull market? Obviously not, and it's quite less. However, the markets always have opportunities, and yes, you can make money in the bear market. It's just much tougher, and it takes more time. Yeah, it's been a rough one. Why the dump? Well, there isn't any specific reason, but this is my guesstimate. So they opened the government today, but when opening the government, they said that the October CPI data and unemployment will not be released. And when the markets don't receive data, it creates uncertainty. And in this event, it's creating uncertainty for what the next FOMC is going to look like. So markets don't like uncertainty. And my reasoning is because we're not getting the new data releases, markets are a bit scared, so we're falling. That's what I think is the reason for the dump, but there isn't any specific reason. Solana has lost all momentum. It's going to $100, says the 44th foot. Yeah, I think the 110, 120 is likely. Perhaps even $100 is possible. I do have bottom Pinex, which I opened a while back on Solana. That's going to buy until like $77 and then sell all the way up to $500, because I know that the Solana chart is bearish in the short term, but I think in the macro, we're still going to head to quite significant price areas. So what my bot is going to do is it's going to buy, and then sell all the way to my target of $500. That's the strategy I have deployed on Pinex, which you can sign up to with the second link. And I have a full Pinex tutorial actually that I uploaded 2 days ago. And I think I shared that Solana bot. I must have. I think I did. Yeah, there you go, Solana. Yep. We broke down. Macro is bullish, short term is bearish. And we did open a bot, didn't we? So this bot is going to buy the dip and it's going to sell the top. And actually, I did link the Solana bot here. So the grid arbitrage APR is 12%. It's currently down 19%, but that's what it's supposed to do because we started the bot at $164 and it's meant to buy the dip all the way to 80. So you anticipate a drop in the short term. That's why your profit is going to be in the loss until it finishes buying the dip. But then when you've bought the dip and when Solana reverses, that's when it's going to switch profitable. So trading bots are a more long-term thing. And I actually do, I mean, if you want to check this bot out, might as well leave it in the chat section. That's what I'm doing with Solana at the moment. I think I need to switch accounts. Hold on, I'm logged in with the Moon Show. Switch. Yep, there we go. Now I should be able to, there we go, drop you the link. In 20 years, they will write books about the great crypto crash when people went so mad that they bought tokens with a picture of a frog with no use case, says RK in the chats. Time to pray, guys, to Satoshi or whoever you believe in, says RK again. Lol. By the way, you may have not known, but at some point in like the next 3 to 4 years, Satoshi is going to have to move his coins. Because quantum computing in the next 3, 4, 5, more conservatively 6, 7 years is going to be able to hack into Bitcoin, SHA-256. Bitcoin for now is not quantum proof, but there's going to be an update that should be released, and it's going to force everybody to do a transaction where you shift wallets. Now, if Satoshi doesn't do that, then all of the world's quantum computers will be targeting Satoshi's wallet to crack in and get that 1 million Bitcoin. So in the next few years, definitely in our lifetime, I mean, definitely in the next 10 years, Satoshi is going to have to move his coins. And if he does, and when he does, then there's going to be clues into who Satoshi is. If he doesn't, and his million Bitcoin are hacked, then you're going to see the great crypto crash. But for the very long term, it's going to be amazing because you'll no longer have, well, that hacker will likely sell, right? So you won't have that sell side risk anymore of 1 million Bitcoin. TOFM Web3 says, my teacher from Duke University mentioned that quantum computers will be able to break into inactive wallets only in 2048. We're in 2025, so 20 years. I mean, estimations vary. It's impossible to know exactly when it's going to happen. Maybe 3-4 years is too early, you're right. I think 5 years and above. So in 5+ years, it's going to be able to do it. You can do a hard fork and move everyone to new state without forcing a transaction, says Mika. Yeah, but hard forking Bitcoin would be bad because if you hard fork Bitcoin, then you're going to have 2 Bitcoins. That's going to be very confusing. I don't think hard forking Bitcoin is a good idea. I think doing that new update is better than doing a hard fork. How much would the price drop if Satoshi sold? Well, I mean, I think it would drop a lot. But let's say if Bitcoin is at $1 million when that happens and it drops 70%, then you're still at 300K post drop, right? It's just an event that's going to be very far in the future. So it doesn't matter so much right now, but it is something that matters in the long term. Do I believe in the 4-year cycles? Well, I believe in them until they are still, as long as they're still relevant. Right now, they're relevant. I believe in liquidity more than the 4-year cycles. But when you look into liquidity, liquidity is also struggling. And currently, they're on top of each other at the moment. Like liquidity is struggling and Bitcoin coming down. And the correlation with the 4 years of the halving cycle, they're all simultaneously operating at the same time. But I am a believer of liquidity more so than the 4-year halving cycles, because they will be obsolete at some point. But until they are obsolete, it's quite important to take a look at them, especially when the correlation is still so strong. Crypto Kid, what are your market cap value in crypto? I didn't quite understand that question. What are your market cap value in crypto? What does that mean? Can you rephrase? And I'll answer it. Do you think there is manipulation in this liquidations? Well, what is manipulation? Manipulation is just how markets operate. Market makers can see where your take profit, stop loss, and liquidation is. We can see where everyone's liquidation is. Like, it's no secret. You go to the liquidation heat map and you can see exactly where people will get liquidated. The business model of market makers is to bring price down, collect those liquidations, and make money. You can see, look, on the 1 week, this was the price range where all liquidations were. Guess what price did? Price came down, collected that liquidity. It's just how markets operate. It's not some like mafia cartel doing some shady business in the background. Well, I mean, sometimes like the crash you had from 120 to 102. But in general, it's just market makers and liquidity is just how things work on a normal basis. What is your end of day target for Bitcoin? Well, that's impossible to know. Unfortunately, I wish I had a crystal ball. 98 broken, did we? No, we're still at 98 too. But yeah, does not look good at all. Capo was bullish, dude. Capo was bullish. We should have known. Capo was, I'm just checking his Telegram community. He was bullish. And I said it. Capo was bullish. Everybody that's not supposed to be bullish was bullish. Jim Cramer was bullish. Capo was bullish. Who else? Jamie Dimon was bullish. Everybody that shouldn't be bullish was bullish. This is what you get. This is what ends up happening. Oh, this is so depressing, man. God damn it. Why can't we just pump? We were promised a strategic Bitcoin reserve. What happened? What happened? We were promised a strategic Bitcoin reserve. What did we get? We got 50-year mortgages. Great. Amazing. Debt enslavement. Fantastic. We were supposed to get a Bitcoin strategic reserve. Why? Why couldn't we get that? Why? So disappointing. Horrible price action. Tariffs? No. Don't tell me we got tariffs again. No, that can't be true. Let me double check. Yeah, Ethereum, guys, in the last 365 days, Ethereum is down 2.78%. Bitcoin is up 6%. The S&P would have given you better returns this year. No, seriously. If you go to the S&P 500, you look at the year to date, you would have made 14%. You would have gotten better returns with the S&P. How crazy is that, dude? Embarrassing. Look, the good news is if we are continuing the bull cycle, then this is likely the bottom. All right. If the bull market is not ended somehow, then this is the bottom. But if it has, then it's the beginning. And this week's candle will decide if it's over or not. Really. It's all dependent on this week's candle. Yeah, no tariffs, dude. You scared me. But by the way, the Czech Republic, their central bank, have invested $1 million into Bitcoin and stablecoins. I mean, it's nothing, it's zero. I mean, it's nothing important dollar amount wise, but pretty cool that they're the first central bank to officially buy Bitcoin. We have 800 people watching, guys and girls. 800 people watching. Guys, can I request something? We are now at officially 59,765 subscribers. If we can hit 58,000 subscribers, maybe not a lot, maybe that's not going to be possible also. But if we can reach 59,800 subscribers, that would mean the absolute world to me. Guys, if you can subscribe, we post daily videos. It would be awesome. I thank you so much in advance. And when we get to 60,000 subscribers, we'll do something to celebrate. I'm hopeful. I think we can do that. I think we can achieve 60K subs pretty soon. I hope we can achieve 60K subs before Bitcoin at 60K. That was a joke. Don't worry. Should we go degenerate and check the 1 minute time frame? Let's do it. Whoa. That's awful. And yeah, you had a pretty big bear flag actually. Yeah, that doesn't look good. Do you want to see another chart that doesn't look good? MSTR. MSTR looks horrible. If you're a MicroStrategy investor, which I am, I feel sorry for us. Take a look at this. Double top. The last bull market 4 years ago, exactly 4 years ago, November 2021, started breaking below the double top in January. You got to retest the neckline, confirming it, and then down it went. Look at us now. Double top, breaking below the neckline. Maybe we get a retest. But I think if we do fall, we would probably end up falling to the $100 mark, which was the highs of February 2021. MSTR looks abysmal. Ethereum at 3.172. Total crypto market cap is drifting on thin ice. Support of the rising wedge. You don't want to break that down at all. Bear market is your people in denial. 1 minute graph is funny. How to start trading crypto? Well, if you want to go through an adventure, then you can go to the first link in the description down below and at least get some free money, right? Because if you want to trade crypto, I've been trading on weeks. And if you click this first link in the description, you'll be able to get basically free money. If you sign up with your email address or phone number, it doesn't matter. And after you sign up, it takes roughly about a minute to sign up. Let me just double check if my email address pops up. It doesn't. Cool. So if you click, oh, it does. Oh, there you go. Okay. You didn't see that. If you click sign up, you'll be forwarded to that page. And if you put your email address in, create your account, then you will be able to go to settings, bind your phone number. And after binding your phone number, you can come back to this page and claim a coupon worth $10 to $100, which you can use in your trading. So make sure to check out the first link in the description if you want to take advantage of that coupon. And make sure to destroy the like button also. Jasper says, do you believe that this is the start of the bear market? Well, we've been kind of doing that analysis throughout the stream. So I would recommend going back and watching. And then you can come to your own conclusion. So sorry, if you have issues with the weeks link, then it's probably because either one, you've already have a weeks account. And maybe you're trying to create a new weeks account. Not that I'm saying that's the case, but it could be the case. That may be the case. It's possible that you're in a country where the bonus is not available. What else could be the reason? And it's possible that you didn't bind your phone number and email address. Those are the three reasons that it could be the case. We've given away millions of dollars so far, and I've tested it multiple times. It definitely works. So Wes King just bought a bunch of crypto now. Well, dude, for you, I hope, I mean, for everyone's sake, I hope we've bottomed out, at least in the short term. Young Pistachio, what a legend. You know what? Young Pistachio, massive, massive shout out. He's, I think, commented on like every single video I've ever made. What a legend, dude. You're awesome. One day we got to meet in real life. You're like my biggest supporter ever. Much love to you, man. And Queen. And Queen. CK, can you explain why Solana is going lower than on average in comparison to XRP? The thing is, like the technicals for Solana just looks worse than all of the others. Most altcoins have already hit their bear market lows of 2023. Solana still very far away from that. So when you go to altcoins like, let's say, you know, ICP is a good example. ICP, USDT, you go to ICP, it saw a big bounce because you literally hit the bear market lows. And anything below the bear market lows, there's just no liquidity. Nobody's buying or selling below the bear market low. So what do? You pump because you can't do anything else. You either pump or you consolidate, or you drop less on average compared to other altcoins. But with Solana, you're so far away from the bear market lows that, you know, you have more room to drop than other altcoins. And I think that we can come down to the 120s. Hence, I have the bot to keep on buying the dip on Pinex. But yeah, I hope that answers your question. Shout out to Carl. I think Carl is watching. I think that's you, Carl. Carl, is that you? Let me know if that's you. We stream sniped your video. We went through your analysis. I do agree with everything that you said. Well, apart from one. I don't think now is a good time to long yet. I don't think now is the time yet to long. But if we break below the falling wedge, then I think the CME gap is the target, which is at 91.6 roughly. Nikhil also, 100%. Shout out to Nikhil. Definitely one of the biggest supporters too. The dollar, my friend, is king in the short term. But if you are in the dollar for a long time, then this is what's going to happen. So this chart represents the value. Well, okay, hold on. Let's do something here. This chart here represents the value of the dollar. So in the short term, it's nice to you know, be in the dollar to chill a bit and then reposition your capital. But if you're in the dollar for too long, this is what's going to happen. So be careful. The cash is not king, I would say. Cash is like, I don't know. Cash is just a place to put your money in, to just chill, think about what you're going to do. But if you're in it for a long time, you're going to lose a bunch of value. At least Bitcoin is up 6% this year. The dollar is down about 10%. In the bear, look, over the dollar, I would choose bonds. I think bonds are better at least than the dollar. I would go into fixed income in the bear market. Cash is trash. I agree. Dollar was always king, even when crazy people paid $120,000 for Bitcoin. Well, do you think those same crazy people are crazy? The ones that bought at 120, what if they also bought at 15? Would you call them crazy then also? I don't think buying Bitcoin at 120 is crazy. I bought Bitcoin at 120, but I've also bought Bitcoin at 70. I've also bought Bitcoin at 60. I've also bought Bitcoin at 50. You see, Bitcoin only tops out in cycles. Like this was the top of that cycle. Maybe 120 was the top of this cycle. 20 was the top of that cycle. But there is no final top. You're only creating tops within cycles. You're going up forever, Laura. It's going up forever. So even if you bought at 120, like just wait 4 years. Yeah, a lot of people bought at 120, and that's okay. If you stayed in cash for the past 12 months, you'd be way ahead of people who held Bitcoin. That's incorrect also. Bitcoin is up 6% as we calculated in the past year, and the dollar is down roughly about 10%. 6% is 6%. CK, I need some advice. I have small amounts of capital for crypto and I need a bit of funding. Well, I would try to get a job. I would try to do some work to get passive income. That's always the first step, to be able to get passive income. And then what I did was with passive income, I invested. But first step is to get passive income. Nothing goes up forever. Nathaniel, well, say that to the dollar. I mean, well, that's going down, but nothing goes up forever. Well, the S&P goes up forever. Bitcoin goes up forever. Gold goes up forever. This is the S&P. This is forever. And it's going up. Look at gold. This is gold. This is forever. And it's going up. Bitcoin. This is forever. And it's going up. All of these things, they will go up forever because the dollar will go down forever because they're printing more of the dollar forever. And unfortunately, there aren't a perfect correlation of humans being born every single day that demand the dollar forever. So supply exceeds demand by multiple folds, causing the dollar to go down forever and the price of Bitcoin, gold, and the stock market to go up forever. It's just a broken financial system. I agree, that shouldn't be the case. It feels weird, but it is. That's the financial system. Carl. TA on medieval empires. I shall take my fan's suggestion and go to medieval empires and do some TA. Actually, I do have the medieval empires chart here. Okay, so Carl, what's his last name? Carl Moon. Okay, Carl Moon, an avid fan and watcher of the show, is asking for medieval empires. Okay, you know what? Just for you, Mr. Fan, I'll do some TA on medieval empires. I heard that you don't feel well, by the way. Jokes aside, I hope you get better, dude. I hope CCCCC treats you well. Okay, so medieval empires. My prediction is, and full disclosure, I've been an seed investor for like 4 years. I've never sold. I'm not planning to sell. But looking at the TA alone, what you can see is medieval empires creates these downward sloping trend lines. And then you consolidate for a long time following a break from that trend line. And after consolidating for like 2, 3, 4 months, then the medieval empire's price just starts to move up. You've done that multiple times in history, and we're doing it again. So I think we will likely consolidate for a few months, but in eventuality, based off of this pattern cycle-ish analysis, then we should be going up. But fundamentally though, if you haven't played the game, definitely check it out. It's an awesome game. I check in every single day, and maybe I can show you the game actually. It's pretty cool. I've not seen any blockchain game that is this entertaining. Axie Infinity, boring. Sandbox, Decentraland, boring. But go check out Medieval Empires. I'm just loading up the game right now. It's very entertaining, especially if you've played Civilization or Clash of Clans. You'll enjoy this one. And you'll earn Medieval Empires tokens for playing the game. So it's pretty cool. This is how it looks like. I'm currently building something. I need to upgrade my military HQ and upgrade 2 of my farms. And when I'm able to do so, I can upgrade my town hall to the next level. Very exciting stuff. So check out Medieval Empire. It's pretty cool. I really like the tokenomics and I like the design. It's very fun to play. It's great. I like it. Oh no, he has a crazy cold, dude. I hope you get better soon. Guys, I think we by the way, we stream snipe you and we gave you a like. I gave you a like right here because you said if you reach 2,000 likes, you're going to feel much better. So we did that live. And guys, I would go to Carl's channel after you're finished with this live stream, of course, and then give him a like. And also, I think you would feel better if you gave a like on this stream too. I think so. Can you confirm, Carl? And by the way, if you're not subscribed yet, we're very close to 15. Wow! Oh my God! Guys, you're amazing. We've almost gotten 100 subscribers this stream. That's amazing. That's incredible. Amazing stuff. You're so awesome, dude. I'm so grateful. I'm so blessed to have such an incredible community. Can we get to 59,850? I know my target was 59,800, but can we get to 59,850? That would be cool. Wouldn't it be cool just to see this number go up live? It would give you that dopamine. It would give me that dopamine. It would be nice if we saw 40 extra subscribers. The market closes in 18 minutes. Let's see if we can catch the market close. And then I'll probably call it a day, but we'll be on here until the market closes. 59,815. Incredible. Incredible. Amazing. Thank you all so much. Do you guys like my new phone case? I think Carl will like it. Look at this. Ta-ta. Not bad, huh? I think it looks cool. I mean, we're hiding the Apple logo. I hope that's not an issue, Apple, if you're watching Tim Cook. But I think it's pretty cool. Cool CK says Queen. Thank you. Thank you, Queen. Carl massaged the subscribe button. If Carl is not already subscribed, that's an issue. I smashed the like on the stream already. Thanks, dude. It's censoring it. Yes, I massaged this up. Thanks, dude. Carl, by the way, dude, if I need to show you something. If you've lost some money in crypto, you know what you can do? You can actually go to the first link in the description of this stream, click this beautiful link, and you can get basically free money from Weeks. So if you don't have a Weeks account yet, on this link, there is a wonderful bonus. All new users, if you sign up to Weeks by clicking the sign up button, okay, I need to make sure the email is hidden. Email is hidden. Give 2 secs. Okay, it's gone. There we go. So if you click the sign up button, then you're going to be forwarded to this page where you can fill your email address or your phone number, click sign up and claim your reward, create your password. It takes less than 60 seconds to do that. And as soon as you've completed the account sign up process, then link your phone number to your account if you've created your account with your email address, or link your email address if you've created your account with your phone number, and you'll be able to come back to this page and claim a coupon between 10 to 100 USDT. It may take about 2 days for the system to verify. I do remember that, actually. I just remember that it could take up to 2 days, but you will be able to claim this coupon. So bookmark it, check back if it gives you a countdown. And in the meantime, you can deposit all the way up to $1,000 and trade consistently. And I think after like 2-3 trades, you should be able to complete the trading volume requirements. It's not that high. And you'll be able to claim extra futures USDT coupons you can use in your trading. So bookmark this page, make sure you get the first one. That's the most important one. And if you deposit some money to try out the exchange, this is where I've been trading. I've had a very good experience so far. You can go ahead and claim bonuses. Wait, there's more. Wait, there's more. Hold on, I didn't know that. No. If you deposit $10,000, and achieve a $5 million volume, then you get $800. Okay. Well, if you are like a big trader, when I say big, like if you trade with usually 10 to 50K, this will be a walk in the park. So if you want to try it, I didn't know that there was more. You can go to the first link in the description and give it a try and get your cool bonuses. We crossed the death cross. Did we create the death cross? Somebody's asking in the chat. Well, I don't think so. I think there's another like 2-3 more days until we initiate the death cross. Let's see. We're close though. Yeah, I think there's like another 2-3 days left, but we're getting close. We're getting close to it. Did Carl leave? Oh, he subbed on multiple accounts. Okay. Actually, to the moon, AU, I'm going to send a picture of your comment to one of my great friends. We are creating the most awesome merch right now. So we're in the process of doing that. It is, you guys know that Carl has sponsored Ralph Boschung, the legendary Formula 2 driver and now F1 sim driver. He sponsored it. And we have this livery from Ralph's car. So if you've not seen this, Carl did something crazy. He sponsored the F2 car and he put his face on it. The first person to ever do such thing, which is pretty cool. So we have all of the designs from this car, and we were sitting with my friend. I mean, she works with us. She's awesome. We were sitting together and we said, hey, why don't we create merch with Ralph's livery? So very soon we're going to be releasing some merch. I don't know if I'm supposed to say this. I hope Carl's not watching anymore, but we're going to be releasing some pretty cool merch. And if you're coming to the Bitcoin conference in December, we're about 2.5 weeks away, then we're going to be giving away some of that merch. So it's cool. Trust me, we've made sure to design something cool so that you guys would actually wear it. But it's coming, and it's coming by the Bitcoin conference. It's going to be a cool conference. So by the way, if you want to join the Bitcoin conference, we can give you a discount. We do have a link that will give you a discount. I might as well put it in the description. So me, Carl, Da Vinci, and Michael Saylor. Michael Saylor, CZ has been announced. Oh wow, Ahmed bin Sulaim is coming. Amazing, awesome, great guy. Prince Philip of Serbia, amazing person also. Dr. Marwan, Metaplanet, Simon Garovich, Bilal, good friend of mine. Shout out to Bilal. Yoni. Who else? Da Vinci, myself, Carl. There we go. That's Carl. Bruce. Shout out to Bruce. Awesome person. Legendary. David Bailey, the CEO of the Bitcoin conference. Dylan Leclerc from Metaplanet. Emily from the Bitcoin conference. Myself. I mean, just awesome people. Mr. M, the CEO of Exodus, one of the best wallets in crypto. Just a plethora of awesome people. Mr. M, there you go. Shout out to Mr. M. Strive Asset Management. This is Vivek Ramaswamy's company. They bought a bunch of Bitcoin. So many cool people are speaking at the Bitcoin conference in Abu Dhabi. And Abu Dhabi is a great place. You're an hour drive away from Dubai. Zubi, shout out to Zubi. A lot of great speakers. So I would definitely come and check out this conference. We're going to be speaking. I'll leave a link in the live chat to anybody that wants to get a ticket. You'll be able to get a 10% discount, it should be, with this link. It's going to be pretty cool. I'm very, very excited. Carl is still watching. Shoot. Was I not supposed to reveal the merch? Damn it. I hope there isn't a new crypto kit tomorrow on the channel. Joking. Okay, just selling merch now. Well, dude, the bear market is starting. We're going to make money somehow. That's also a joke. But yeah, we're going to sell merch because I think it's cool. Okay, let's give a roundup on Bitcoin and the markets. There's 11 minutes left until the traditional markets close. Sadly, Bitcoin doesn't close, which is horrible because sometimes it can dump when you're sleeping. When that happens, it's awful. We're at 800. Wow, okay, hold on. Something more important than Bitcoin. CryptoKids have now reached 59,823 subscribers. Amazing. Doesn't it feel so nice when you watch this chart go up. It feels awesome. At least something is going up. At least there's one chart that's going up. It's not Bitcoin, it's not altcoins, but the number of subscribers we have on this channel is going up, and I think that's amazing. 59,823 wonderful, wonderful, amazing, beautiful individuals. Thank you all so much. I'm going to leave a final target, okay? Final target for this stream. Can we reach 59,850 subscribers? That's going to be my final target. I promise you, I'm not going to get greedy. I'm not going to ask for another number again. 59,850 is going to be the final target. If we can reach that, it would be amazing. And I promise you, you're not going to regret subscribing. We post every single day, regardless if I'm in surgery, regardless of if I'm sick. We're always here. You have awesome content from people like Benjamin Cohen. We do the live streams on the Moonshow channel. So I would heavily recommend subscribing. For breaking news, best crypto analysis out there. Definitely subscribe. Yo guys, Crypto Kid gave himself away when he told y'all that he's an out-of-work actor. Okay, Mr. Hater, that's not true. I started acting in musical theater when I was 9 years old. I did musical theater for about 3.5 years. It was awesome. It was very exhausting, but I loved it. I think it was what I was sort of born for. I love being on stage. I love singing. I love dancing. And then the pandemic hit. And when the pandemic hit, I had to shift from doing musical theater to voice acting. And I saved up a bit of money. So I saved up like $1,000 from voice acting. And when I was 12, that was when I was 12, 13, I wanted to find ways that I could just sort of break out of the system because, you know, school was getting more complicated. There were so many subjects that I didn't typically like. And I have this thing in me. I just want to be the best in something, you know? If I'm doing something, I want to be the best at it. And academically, my friends were much better than I was. I mean, I was good in drama. I was great in music. I was great in maths. Actually, I wasn't so bad in. I was great in business, economics. But like things like English, literature, and English language, I was doing bad, and then I somehow turned that around, and now I love poetry actually. But basically, I wasn't the best student. Okay, and I was good, but I wasn't the best. And I have this thing, I want to be the best. And I didn't want to put time into things that I didn't quite enjoy. And that was how school made me feel. So anyways, I was just looking for things that I could do differently. Acting is tough. You need to give at least 6 hours a day in rehearsals, in practice, in just, you know, doing a lot where you don't have too much return. And I thought to myself, okay, maybe one day if I get rich, if I make a lot of money, I can start my own production company and sponsor myself into films, and I wouldn't have to beg for auditions. That's how the acting landscape is. And while going on YouTube, I was watching personal finance. I was watching people like Andre Jick. I still watch him, Graham Stephan. I came across a Raoul Pal video, and this was when Ethereum was about $400. Dogecoin was 0.0001. And Raoul Pal was talking about Ethereum and how it can go to thousands of dollars. And I was like, okay, this is interesting. I seem like I'm early in this, and I went down the rabbit hole of crypto, and I loved it. And I figured out that there was a way that you can predict mathematically that the price of cryptocurrencies or the price of equities and the price of commodities, you can predict where it can potentially go to via something called technical analysis. So I started teaching myself that, started watching YouTubers that conduct a TA. That includes Carl, that includes Da Vinci, Tone Vase, James Crypto Guru, Crypto Jack, Chris MM Crypto. And while watching them, Da Vinci, he posted that he was having a meetup in Dubai one day. And I was 13, 14 at this point, so a year passed. And I was like, you know what, I want to go. So I shoot Da Vinci a DM on Instagram, and he didn't reply. I was like, hey, dude, is it okay if I come to your conference? And he didn't reply, but I was like, you know what, I'll go. Worst case scenario, I go home, they don't let me in. And I'm so happy that I did, because that's how I met my friends. You know, at the time, I was their fans, and I'm still their fans. I'm still very much inspired by them. But I'm so blessed that these people that do inspire me on a daily basis are my friends. And through meeting them, they gave me their material on TA, so I was able to improve my TA, my trading, and they recommended me to start my own YouTube channel. They said, you enjoy being on stage, you'll get to be on screen, you'll get to learn as you make more videos. And today, after 813 videos on the CryptoKid channel and roughly about 500 live streams overall, we've got into an amazing community of almost 60,000 people. And I'm very, very grateful. And by the way, if you want to read more about the story of CryptoKid, Cointelegraph published how CryptoKid was founded, who I am, my story, and even the bit about Da Vinci not answering my DMs. So if you're curious, you can read this article. Pretty cool article. I'll leave it in the chats. And if you're curious, and only if you're curious, you can take a look at it and read it in your spare time. It's a magazine, so it's fun to watch or fun to read. Okay, let me go through the comments again. Wow, Nikhil is becoming a airline pilot. That's awesome, dude. That's really cool. Whoa, Lori, why do you have a poster of Carl? I mean, to be fair, he is a singer, so it's okay, but okay, Lori. Lori, you're awesome. You're awesome, so I'm not gonna... I think, yeah, yes. I think, you know what? Why not? Carl is a musician. It makes sense. Lori, you're a legend. Thank you so much for tuning in, Lori. Much love to Lori. Is it crazy to open a long right now? I don't think it's crazy to open a long. I definitely think you have some guts, but I don't think it's a crazy idea. You are at support of the falling wedge. So I don't think you would be delusional to do it, but I would maybe wait for a confirmation of some sort of bounce on the next candle. If I were, I mean, you can do whatever you want to. If I was a girl, I would marry you, CryptoKid. Interesting. Okay. Well, now I'm 18, so yeah, that comment is illegal. Oh, Bruce is not a hater. Bruce was just trying to get my attention. Well, that's a lesson, isn't it, Bruce? Haters are just lovers. Well, I mean, like lovers as in fans. Yeah. You know what? Much love to you, Bruce. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your time. Queen loves Carl. I think so. I think she does. I don't think she's bothered about him being taken. Thanks, guys. Carl is still watching. No way. That's awesome. I think we can reach 400 likes. We're currently sitting at 393. I think we can reach 400 likes, and I think we can reach 59,850 subscribers. We're at 59,831, 32, 33, 33. I think we can reach 59,850, and I think we can reach 400 likes. And guess what? Guys, I'm not going to leave. Until we reach 59,850 subscribers, I'm not going to leave. But wait, hold on. That could mean that you guys don't stop watching and then not subscribe. Okay. Well, please don't do that. But it would be awesome if we can reach 59,850. And in the meantime, we'll look through some markets again, because we are closing the market in 1 minute's time. So the S&P is going to be closing the day 1.7% in the negative. We do have a double top. Doesn't look so attractive. We look at the price of Bitcoin. It's about to close the traditional finances day, closing day at $98,100. To me, Bitcoin looks pretty awful, in all honesty. And if you want to catch up on that analysis, I would go to the beginning of the live stream where we conducted a lot of Bitcoin TA. A lot of Bitcoin TA. We went into Ethereum also. So either go to the beginning of the stream, or I would watch the video that I uploaded 3 hours ago. You'll get the full in-depth technical analysis into Bitcoin, into Ethereum, and what I think is going to happen in the crypto markets. YouTube subathon, let's do it. Like and subscribe. Jay Spizzle, he's a legend, guys. He's a legend. Thank you so much, Jay Spizzle. The Bitcoin is at 98.1. Ethereum is at 317. So exactly the 54 simple moving average. Exactly as we predicted, which is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. If we lose it though, then 2.8, 2.9 is going to be the target. And then altcoins, apart from Solana, BNB, and Ethereum, they're pretty much their bear market lows anyway, so it's not even worth checking. Wow, 418 likes. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is crazy. This is unbelievable. Thank you guys so much. I'm flattered. Oh wow, we're so close. We're so close. We are 14 subscribers away from me being free. We're so close. We're so close. Come on, guys. 14 more subscribers. We can do it. Bitcoin dominance. Let's check Bitcoin dominance. We're at 60. Look, Ben is still very bullish on dominance. He's very confident we're going to keep on pumping. But we have a bearish crossover on the bull and bear market supports. Bearish crossover on, it's crossed into the 54 simple. So you can see multiple exhaustion candles. I think we're going to drop the Bitcoin dominance. But sadly, Bitcoin dominance dropping doesn't mean that altcoins are now going to start going up. Bitcoin dominance dropping will just mean, in this case, altcoins will bleed less against Bitcoin. And they're going to be doing that because altcoins are mostly in their bear market lows. So there's nothing great about Bitcoin dominance dropping, sadly. It's just going to mean that they're going to drop less in relative to their Bitcoin pair. Thank you so much, Island Hip Hop TV. Thank you, thank you. I hope we reach 60,000 subscribers. Joseph says, we don't want you to leave. Oh, thank you, Joseph. You're very kind. But I'm quite tired. I am very tired. And wow, no way. Are we actually going to do it? No way. No, stop. No way. Okay, guys, 6 more subscribers, 5 more subscribers, 4 more subscribers. No. Oh, don't play with me, guys. Don't subscribe then unsubscribe. No, that's not funny. Come on, 5 more. There you go. 4 more. We can do it. We can do it. Come on, we can do it, guys. Please, 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 please. I beg you, please. Bro, any news for this fall? We'll master the swing. I mentioned it during the stream, but just for you, I'll say it again. I think it's because the government shutdown is over, but they just announced that the CPI data for October and the unemployment data is not going to be released. If they don't release that data, that's uncertainty for the market. Markets don't like uncertainty. I think that's why we're dumping. It's therapeutic to watch those numbers go up. Is it not? I think so too. Oh, here it comes. Here it comes. No, guys. No, guys, don't unsubscribe. Stop unsubscribing. No, no. Guys, please. Here it goes again. I think my YouTube subscribers is more volatile than Bitcoin. That's hilarious. We're 4 subscribers away. Guys, maybe you have a different YouTube account also. If you can click subscribe, that would be awesome. And by the way, as soon as it hits 50, I don't care if we go below 50, as soon as it hits 50, that's going to meet the requirements. Then we're done. Okay? Please, guys, I'm very tired. It's 1 a.m. No. I did this to myself. Okay, it's going up again. All right, let's make a deal. What do you want me to do? I can do more Bitcoin analysis. I can do some analysis in your altcoins. What do you want me to do to get 4 subscribers or 5 subscribers? What I can put sunglasses on. I can sing. What else can I do? I can I don't know. I can play sound effects. Is this going to work? Well, I'll save that for when we get to the 50, get to 850. That's a triangle sound. That's applause. And I'll save the DJ air horn for when we get to 850. The support band for the channel is 59,800. Give us money. Sing. Remove your shirts. Oh no. No. This is the wrong platform for that. First time you're just subscribed. Legend. Thank you so much, dude. You're not gonna regret it. Yeah, foaming at the mouth. I do need to drink some water. Shout out to Valerie. Valerie in the chat, another legend. Thank you so much for tuning in, Valerie. Back to the hospital. We can't have bearish Bitcoin and bearish subs. I agree. That's just unfair for everybody. Okay, I'm going to check again. Are you guys ready? I'm kind of optimistic. I have a good feeling about this. All right? Shut down the stream for subs. Okay, look, 5 seconds. All right? I'm going to give you guys 5 seconds. In 5 seconds, I'm going to switch back to the subscriber countdown. And I feel like you guys have absolutely crushed it. And I feel as though we've hit 850. Okay? 5, 4, 3, 2. I hope I don't have to sing. 1, 0. Okay, here goes nothing. Here, 20 push-ups. But the thing is, if I do push-ups, which I can do, I don't think the camera is going to be able to capture it. Yeah, not a good idea. Maybe I'll do push-ups on the next stream. Okay, here goes nothing. Okay, here goes nothing. Come on. Go on. Go on. 2 subscribers. There we go. Let's go. Woohoo. Can we do that again? Thank you guys. Thank you. I love you all. Thank you so much. Thank you. We've done it. We've done it. We have done it. We have done it. I can give you a Trump dance as a reward. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Young man. Dun, 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 dun. I said young man. Da, 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 I said bum, 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 bum. Thank you. Thank you guys. You're awesome. Awesome. J Spizzle, legend. I'm not leaving until we hit 5.8. Well, where were 5.9850. Legend. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you. Love you all. J Spizzle, massive shout outs. Valerie, massive shout out. She's always here. Legendary. Thank you so much. Lori, I hope you didn't get mad at me. No, Lori is still here. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lori. You're also a legend. Queen is also a legend. Ryan is a legend. He says, CK, you've lost your mind. I have indeed lost my mind, sir. It's 1 a.m. and I'm tired of Bitcoin and crypto, but here we are. I've lost my mind a little bit. And Bitcoin is pumping. You know what? Perfect way to end it. Bitcoin is pumping. Subscribers are pumping. Guys and girls, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all on the next video tomorrow. Take care. And as